Hello, welcome back for another installment of this series, One Verse a Week. This week we're doing Parashat Vayigash. This parasha corresponds to Genesis 44, verse 18 through 47, verse 27. This is for the reading cycle for the Jewish year 5779. If you have found these videos to be useful or interesting, I wish you would consider subscribing to this channel. If you find these videos or any of my other projects worthy of your support, I wish you would consider becoming a patron via Patreon or making a donation via PayPal. You can find links to those things in the description below. Okay, without further ado, let us begin. Parashat Vayigash. Okay, so this week we're going to do the verbs first. In fact, we're coming to the end of Genesis, the end of Bereshit, and perhaps in the next book, Exodus, Shemot, we will take a closer look at the verbs. So perhaps the focus for that book will be on verbs. I'm still thinking it through. Okay, so let's read the verse a couple times. V'yavo Yosef, v'yaged lefaro, v'yomer avi v'achai v'tzonam uv'charam v'kol asher lohem ba'u me'eretz Canaan v'hinam be'eretz Goshen. Okay, one more time. V'yavo Yosef, v'yaged lefaro, v'yomer avi v'achai, v'tzonam uv'karam, v'kol asher lohem, ba'u me'eretz Canaan, v'hinam be'eretz Goshen. Okay, so the highlighted verbs, v'yavo, the shorish, the root is bet vav aleph, bo, for come. This is in the future tense with the yud prefix. He will come. Yavo, he will come. With the vav hahipuk, the flipping vav, it turns the tense from future tense to past tense. V'yavo. V'yavo. And he came. Who came? Yosef. And Yosef came. Okay, the next word is yaged. Yaged. The shorish of this word, this verb, is nun, gimel, dalet. And it means to tell. Okay, v'yaged. Again, this is in the future tense. Ya, the prefix yud is he. He will tell. Flipping vav turns it into past tense. V'yaged, and he told. La Pharaoh. La is to Pharaoh, to Pharaoh. Okay, v'yavo Yosef. And Yosef came, v'yaged, and he told the Pharaoh, to Pharaoh. V'yomer, the shorish here is amar, aleph, mim, resh, and it means to say. V'yomer, again, the yud, he will say. Vav hahipuk turns it into the past tense. V'yomer, and he said. Okay, v'yavo Yosef, Yosef came, v'yaged leFaro, and he told to Pharaoh, v'yomer, and he said. And from here it begins a quotation as to what he said. Okay, and then we have here also the verb bo'u. Bo'u is the same shorish as v'yavo. So it has a suffix, generally in the pa'al binyan, which I'm sure is perhaps beyond a few of the listeners, but we will hopefully get a chance to explain that in future videos. In the Paul Binyan, the suffix, we traditionally would translate that as past tense. Ba'u. And the vav here is u. The u is they. Ba'u and they. They came. Past tense. They came. Okay, so there you go. So let's go now to fill in some of these blanks. Okay. V'yavo Yosef, and Yosef came. V'yaged leFaro, and he told to Pharaoh. V'yomer, and he said. He says, Avi, Av, father. Av, father. Avi, my father. This is a shortened form of Av Shel Li. The father of me. Or, Av Shel Li, which will be shortened to Avi. My father. Va'achai. And Achai, my brothers. Ach means brother. Achim means brothers. Achai is the plural possessive. The plural, the how we make it possessed by ani, I, for achai. So Achim is brothers. Achai is my brothers. And he said, Avi v'achai, my father and my brothers. V'tzonam, tzon means flock. Tzon means pretty exclusively goats and sheep. Just like in English, you would not have a flock of cows. You would have a flock of sheep. So tzon means the smaller grazing type animals. Tzonam is possessive ending, pronounced ending, possessive for their. V'tzonam and their flock. V'charam. So v'char means cattle, a herd. Charam, a herd. And the same ending, possessive, their herd. V'charam. V'kol and kol, all or everything. Asher lahem, that is lahem, to them. Kol asher lahem, everything that is to them, or basically everything that they have. Bo'u, they have come. Past tense, they. Bo'u, they have come. Me'eretz, the mem here is a shortened form of the word min in Hebrew, which means from. This is the prefix form. Me'eretz means from the land. Canaan. They've come from the land of Canaan. V'hinam, and behold, and now, and the mem here, now they are. Be'eretz, again, means land. Goshen, the land of Goshen. So let's put it all together. V'yavo Yosef, and Yosef came. V'yaged leFaro, and he told to Pharaoh. V'yomer, and he said, Avi, my father, v'achai, and my brothers. V'tzonam, and their flock. Uvcharam, and their cattle, their herd. V'kol asher lahem, and all that is to them, all of everything they have. Bo'u, they come, me'eretz Canaan, they're coming from the land of Canaan. V'hinam, and now they are, be'eretz Goshen. Now they're in the land of Goshen. Okay, let's look at my attempt at translation. And Yosef came and told Pharaoh. And he said, my father and my brothers, and their flock, and their herd, and all that is theirs, have come from the land of Canaan, and they are in and now they are in the land of Goshen. Okay. All in all, a pretty simple sentence. Let's see what the other translations do with this. The King James. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. Okay, not an awful translation. I do have some quibbles. Herds and flocks are not plural in the Hebrew. Vachar, tzonam, their flock. Vachar, and their cattle. These are sort of group things. There's several sheep here, and there's several heads of cattle here, but they are one things. So this would be their flock, and their herd. Okay, so there's that issue. What other issue here? Come from the land of. That's my translation. I'm sorry. And come out of the land of Canaan. Out of and from are not the same thing. Me eretz Canaan does not mean out of the land of Canaan. It means from the land of Canaan. A minor quibble, but we're giving it a good look. And finally, behold, they are in the land of Goshen. So, behold, hine usually means behold. A few weeks back, I made a big point of that. But it can also mean now, like a demonstrative now. So just like behold is also sort of demonstrative, so as if you're pointing to something and saying behold, or lo, as King James likes to translate at times. So hinam can mean now, and it's like a demonstrative now, and it makes more sense because it also has the ham put on the suffix put onto it for ham, meaning they. And now they are. That just, to me, made a little bit more sense than behold, they are. Okay, but either one works, but I think this now they are, in this situation, captures the sense a little bit better. Okay, they are in the land of Goshen. Okay, all in all, not bad. Minor quibbles. NIV. Joseph went and told Pharaoh, my father and my brothers with their flocks and herds and everything they own have come from the land of Canaan and are now in Goshen. Okay, so not bad. They also see here flocks is plural, herds is plural. It's really their flock and their herd. And they've come from the land of Canaan, which is good, and are now in Goshen. It's Eretz Goshen, not just Goshen. It's the land of Goshen. So they dropped a word there. So certainly this is not the worst translation that NIV has done. Previous weeks, we've seen that they have a tendency to really turn sentences around and drop words, but dropping one word is not too bad, I guess. Okay, so it should be land of Goshen. In RSV, so Joseph went and told Pharaoh, my father and my brothers with their flocks and herds and all that they possess have come from the land of Canaan. They are now in the land of Goshen. Okay, all in all, pretty solid. Again, flocks and herds. These are not plural, but okay. JPS. Then Joseph came and reported to Pharaoh, saying, so lemor is how we usually say saying. Lemor, to say. Lemor. It says Vayomer, and he said. So let's go back here, excuse the NRSV. Go back to NRSV. We see that, as well as NIV, okay, we totally drops both Vayomer and he said. So NIV drops Vayomer and he said. NRSV drops and he said. The JPS drops, says saying. They have that, but that would usually in the biblical Hebrew would be lemor. And we see the Hebrew here does not say lemor, it says Vayomer, and he said. V'yavo Yosef, and Yosef came, v'yaged the Pharaoh, and he told the Pharaoh, Vayomer, and he said. He said X, this whole rest of the verse. Okay, so I missed that when I was going through. I'm sorry. The should be and he said. So we see the NIV and NRSV, I guess for stylistic reasons, drop it. I know what they're thinking. They're saying, well, if he told, we know he said. Well, that's fine, but the Hebrew says Vayomer, and he said. So I'd like at least to nod towards the Hebrew and not drop it out. The JPS is nodding towards the Hebrew, but it's not being a literal translation. Lemor means saying, and Vayomer means and he said. Okay, whatever. My father and my brother with their flocks. This should read brothers. Father and brothers with their flocks and herds, and all that is theirs, have come from the land of Canaan and are now in the region of Goshen. Okay, so they call the land of Goshen, Eretz Goshen, they call the region of Goshen. Okay, flocks and herds, again plural, not the biggest of problems. The region of Goshen is basically Egypt. Goshen was a possession of Egypt. It was actually part of Egypt, and whereas the land of Canaan was a whole other entity. So it makes, I guess they want to say it makes more sense to say Goshen, land of Goshen, translate as region here to show that it is just merely a region that is under Egyptian power. At least that's what I believe their thinking is. Okay, finally, the stone. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh, and he said, good, my father and my brothers, their flocks, their cattle, and everything they own have arrived from the land of Canaan, and they are now in the region of Goshen. Okay, they are now in the region of Goshen. Okay, my only real quibble here is this one plural. Here they have this singular plural here. Here they have flocks. They have multiple flocks. Everything else have arrived from the land of. They've come, arrived. I would say come. They've come from the land of Canaan, and they are now in the region of Goshen. So all in all, again, it looks like the stone, the ArtScroll stone translation, and the KJV are the most literal of the various translations I've picked. Okay, very good. Again, the verbs here are good verbs to know. Bo, the shorish beit vav aleph, come. Nagad, nun gimel dalet for tell, and amar. Aleph mim resh for say. These are good verbs to know, very common verbs. I picked this sentence, this verse. In fact, I usually just use the finger method and wherever my finger lands. But I looked for a simpler verse this week, which had some just good meat and potato sort of verbs. Okay, anyway, I hope that was beneficial. I wish you the best. Kol Tuv, Hatzlacha Rabba. Keep learning.